normalize the runway.
Check. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to X-Plane 12. Yes, indeed, we're back in the X-Plane, and we are in a pretty heightened sense of topic airplane right now, the MD11F. Reason I wanted to fly this airplane for a while ago now. It's tragic that what just happened with the MD11 happened, but I have had this plane on my radar. I've been looking at it in the background. I wanted to fly it. We're in the rotate MD11 because I want to compare this, getting ready for the TFDI MD11. But the point of today's stream goes well beyond what we're flying. It's actually for helping out a fellow member of the community, Jafar. He's a member of the Bluebird 75 team, and you guys know about Hurricane Melissa. We flew through it with the PNBG 777. We had a fun flight in and out of there, but the grim reality is a lot of people are hurting from that event, and he is one of them. He lost his family safe, but other than that, they lost a whole lot of stuff, house, personal belongings, etc. So essentially got a rebuild, and that's what I'm asking for, just to spread awareness for that. I have a link pinned at the top of the chat box today. If you normally super chat, a couple bucks here or there, I kindly ask that instead of sending it over my way, you send it over that direction for the GoFundMe, and every little bit helps, right? Whether it's $1 or $2, whatever you can helps. If you can't donate monetarily, that's completely fine. You can help just as much by sharing the link, spreading the link around. If you're in other Discords that like Flight Sim, we're all part of the same Flight Sim family, right? So spread the link around, share the love, and let's see if we can't help get this this fundraiser some traction. This was put up by Shervin, the owner of Bluebird. So I'm not taking any credit for it. I saw it posted and I was like, man, we gotta do something about that. So that link will remain at the top of the chat box. And on cue, my daughter just walked in real quick. She's dropping off some water. Give me a sec, guys. Love it, man. Little V1 in the house, indeed. So, all right. What did we vote for? Sunrise? Okay, good. So, yeah, this is the thing. I was going to do this flight this morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to do a blue hour sunrise flight. Matter of fact, I'm going to wind it back even a little bit more. I want it to be pretty much dark, and I want to go into the blue hour of the sunrise as we fly down, because midday and X-Plane 12 kind of make you want to gouge your eyes out. So we are going to wind the time back early morning, 0 dark 30 here on the ramp in Miami, and we're headed down to, I always confuse these airports. Is it Sangster? Yes. No. Montego Bay. The North Airport. MKJP is our alternate. Kingston is our alternate, and we're heading to Montego Bay. I don't know why I cannot get these airports straight in my head. So, is that V2 or VR? That's actually V2, bringing the water, Zip Zap. It just got picked up from school. So, I've been fighting a little, I don't know, crud or something. I woke up sick Saturday morning, a little bit of a cold. I feel much better today, but my voice is kind of meh, and it's blowing 35 knots outside right now, so that doesn't help with the dust. But had to get some water. 3 greens. Thank you for the 7 Aussie, man. Appreciate you, V1. My man, you got to delay at least 45 minutes. Last job of my night shift. And I'm doing paperwork after picking up a patient. Hope Jafar is okay. Hey, man, thank you so much for that super chat. 3 greens. We're going to take our time getting off the ramp here in Miami. We got to load up this MD11. So no worries there. You'll be able to catch plenty of the flight, man. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. And for that super chat as well. Drew Smith, thank you for the 12 months of support. My friend says, howdy, V1. 1 year. My goodness. Heading up to Vanderbilt. Pavia, dude. I want Pavia next year. I'm on the Jets. For my wife's surgery to get a brain tumor removed. Excited to see this flight. Hey, man, we wish well wishes and prayers up for your wife and the doctors that are going to be operating. Hope for a speedy, smooth recovery. And thank you for stopping by and for the 12 months of support. And just know your wife's got a whole team of flight sim community. We'll be backing her. We'll keep her in our prayers, all right? Thank you, Drew Smith, for the 1 year of support as well, man. Very, very kind. Fubar, good to see you over there on the vertical stream, my man. Checking in. Good to see you. I got to make that vertical stream chat box a little bit bigger so I can see it. And we are back on Iveo Premium, allegedly. So we don't have any beyond ATC in X-Plane 12, but we have Iveo Premium to rock and roll today. So we're ready to go. Who's ready? Anyone know how the TFDI MD11 is? Andre. I'm going to be honest with you. When I first bought the TFDI MD11, I was not impressed. It did not excite me at all. I was completely disappointed, and I really, really wanted a tri-holder. I do not know what's going to happen with their great update for 2024. So it looks promising. And here's what's frustrating to me about the MD11 TFDI. And people say, oh, you're so hard against TFDI. I'm like, I think TFDI did it to themselves, because I bought the TFDI MD11 with the pre-knowledge of how good and how wonderful their 717 was in P3D. They made it, for those of you who don't know, they made a phenomenal 717 in P3D. And I was kind of hoping it was going to at least be up to that standard, right? For some reason, it just didn't fit the bill. It just felt lifeless. You could tell the textures were ported and old, and the model was not up to par. So the sounds were kind of mid. I mean, the systems were okay. The systems weren't terrible. They were okay. Arguably, they're better than the Rotate MD11. I found quite a few little issues with the Rotate here, but I have a lot of mods running with the Rotate, so hopefully that'll smooth it out. But the update for TFDI MD11, I think, might be able to push it over and get that airplane back airworthy. I flew it a handful of times in 2020, and it just, every time I got in that cockpit, I just kind of felt meh, you know? Like, everything about it was middle of the ground. Like, there was nothing bad, but there was nothing great. It was just kind of all like, that's all right, that's all right, that's all right, that's all right, you know? And I had such high expectations. That might be my own fault. So, anyway, let me have a sip of tea and let's get this show on the road here. I like the MD11 Microsoft, but wish they'd come up with the update already. Yeah, it needs some soul. Exactly, Harris. And it's a very hard thing to, you know, get in a sim is soul, but that's the best word I can use to describe it. It lacked soul. And we're all flying the same thing. We're all on a game and flying a fake airplane, but some airplanes just got the soul and some airplanes don't, man. Mike P, 37 months. Happy Vets Day to all my fellow vets except Water. That is true. It is Veterans Day as well. I wished my veteran friends happy Veterans Day. You should do the same. Mike P., thank you, my friend, for your service, and all the veterans of this great nation. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for stepping up and answering the call and allowing me to make trades in fantasy football. Commissioner Mike P. All right. Man, has it been that long since we've streamed? I feel like this is like a welcome back stream here. All right. Let's get this thing fired up. Let's get it fired up. Into the cockpit we shall go, and I'm going to make sure my sim sounds are up. So I have mods. I've got Mango. Okay, how can I not mention this? We are rocking the Mango Sound Studios MD11 sound pack, and Nikki at Mango Sound Studios was kind enough to give me a preview copy of the upcoming update to the MD11 sound. So if yours doesn't sound exactly like mine, that's because I'm running an updated version that is soon to be released, Mango Studios MD11. So I'm also rocking a texture mod to help reduce the ants in the cockpit panel. I can't remember who did that. That was on the Flight Sim TO. I'm running a PFD mod as well for realistic PFD colors. And I am also running a flight model mod, so you don't have to go full ass stick to land the airplane because it was coded for X-Plane 11 and the flight model surfaces aren't correct. I will tell you this. This airplane with force feedback is a hell of a challenge. I don't know if it's that challenging in real life. Maybe it is. But every time I fly this airplane, especially with force feedback, I feel like I am teetering on the brink of out of control, which, I'm not going to lie, I kind of like it. So let's go ahead and juice it up. I'll make sure so you can hear the sounds. Let's get the battery on. And we'll go straight into the external power.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Oh, that's me. Hold on.
Autopilot.
That autopilot is not part of the sound. It's because of I'm running Moby Flight for my PAP3 panel here. So for some reason, when I do Moby Flight, when I power up, it gives me the autopilot disconnect. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem when we get airborne. So that's what that. But see, look at that. The cockpit, get some lights on there. Doesn't look too terrible, right? Let's go ahead and get you armed. Let's go ahead and get ADIRS going. 1, 2, and 3 on the aux nav. Alright, we'll come down here. Let's get the emergency exit lights armed. Get the logo lights on. The nav lights are on. That all checks. We're going to run the hydraulic system test to go through do its thing. Defog, we'll go ahead and get that on as well. And everything looks good on the overhead. Let's hop down here to the FMCs. Pull out our standby FMC. Now, I will say right out of the gate, the power-up sounds very clean. The original version I had seemed a little bit almost like the recordings weren't as clean. This updated Mango sounds very good, very clean. And it's a must-have. If you fly this airplane with default sounds, you're going to be very disappointed. So it's just the case of X-Plane. You know, you buy an $80 airplane and you need about $80 worth of mods. But it is, it juices it up. Now let me get my yoke connected here real quick while we wait for everything to align. Jeremy Harvey, good to see you, my friend. Says, I just saw a video of the real plane being powered up and you actually do get the autopilot warning once the power is applied. Once power is applied. Correct, Jeremy. Correct. Yes. Power's... Oh, really? Jeremy, maybe you're right, because I was thinking that it was my WinWing panel, but I installed the sound pack and my WinWing Moby Flight at the same time, so you might be absolutely right, Jeremy. So that's why you should never change two things at once. All right, so I got my yoke connected now. Let's go ahead and come down here. Let's get the flight plan initialized. We're going to initialize IRS, position ref, FMC, last long. That both checks out. Turn to init. Okay, so we're going to plug in our flight plan. Before we do that, should we turn on the upper deck lights? Oh, look at that. That's cool. We got the upper deck lights. That looks good, and we're going to get the ATIS here in a minute, and we're going to get our weight and balance as well. First, I want to put the, we'll come back to that. Let's do this down here. We'll call tower. Let's get ATIS first. Departure ATIS is on 3367. Let's take a listen to it, make sure stuff works here.
Initial contact. You'll have information
Sierra.
Yeah. No Windwing FMC. I don't have an FMC to work with
Miami
this,
International
unfortunately.
Airport departure information Sierra 2053 Zulu. Web 010 at 11 gusts 18.
Ooh, it's gusty.
Visibility 10. 4,400 staggered. 25,000 staggered. Temperature 20. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 3022. Departing runways 26 left, 26 right, 27. Land SID, expect 6,000 feet for at least 45 miles. Contact clearance delivery if unable. Notice to airmen, birds in vicinity airport. All aircraft call hold short instructions and assigned altitude. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information, Sierra.
Information Sierra. Did anybody get that? All right.
Miami International Airport.
Let's go ahead and tune in.
Information Sierra 23 Zulu. Web 010 at 11
Miami
gust
departure
18.
2685.
Visibility 10. 4,400 staggered. 25,000 staggered. Temperature 20.
All right, 2685 and
7931.
departing 26s, 27, and for 26s and 27s, so we can play on 27.
Hello, American 1111 heavy, then Delta 21 with your.
Let's get our clearance before we actually start plugging up the box here.
Pushback will be at your discretion. Call me spot 5 for taxi. Spot 5 for taxi, American 1111.
We filed the Guava too, so let's hopefully we'll get that.
Delta 7931, turn right heading 180 back to mile.
180 right turn, Delta 7931.
Miami Center, good afternoon. Western Cargo 357 Heavy with Sierra on the ground in Miami. I'd like to get clearance down to Montego Bay, please.
Western Cargo 357, I believe.
Affirmative. And you know what? We actually just saw that. We actually just got a PDC ping, so I disregard. Sorry about that.
Okay, just give me a call, short of Sierra for taxi, expect runway 27.
We'll expect 27, call you shorter Sierra, Western Cargo 357. Alright.
Sure, 3 Golf Super, turn right 10 degrees.
So what I'll do is I'm going to turn that off for now, so we could go ahead and load up everything as planned. So, let's get this going. MIA down to MKJS, right? Or JP? MKJS. MKJS. Boom. Alternate route. We don't have that, but we have an alternate of MKJP. Alright. Flight number is Whiskey Charlie Mike 357. And we're cleared via the Guava 2, departure Ursus, climb via as filed 35010. So 350 will be our final altitude. Cost index will go up there at 55. I'm going to skip the wind format for right now. That leaves us here at perf. Before we do perf data, let's finish the route. So we're going to go SID, departure. He told us to expect runway 27. I like the tactile clickiness of the sounds as well. Tactile clickiness, very good. Fubar says Windwing has a lot of Airbus stuff I have to save up for now. Yeah, they got a lot of Airbus stuff. Man, XP72's got an entire Airbus cockpit now. It's awesome. All right, 27. But what I wish we had is, I guess there's a MobiFlight profile for the FMC for the 777. I might end up getting the Windwing 777 flight plan panel or FMC just so I can use it with MD11s. But what were we at? We're at 27, looking for the Guava. Guava 2. All right, we'll insert that out to Guava. I love guava juice. You guys like guavas? Guava juice? All right. After Guava, we're going to Ursus. Chat, today was a big day. I turned in my crew badge, by the way. I'm officially unemployed for the time being. Ursus, and then we're going to join the Airways. We'll chat more, trust me. I got to focus on this here, this FMC thing. MD11 I'm not too familiar with, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Upper 406 to Tbilisi. Bilsi, B-I-L-S-I. All right, insert. After Bilsi, we're going direct to Nibio. From Nibio, we're going to join Upper Lima 341. The clickies are awesome. Upper Lima 341 to Inari for the Omaxi. E-N-A-R-I. Insert. And then we're going into Montego Bay, planning ILS 7 on the Omaxi 7. From Inari, approach ILS 7. Transition. I don't know. Let's take a look at the transition here real quick. MKJS. And the approach, ILS 7. Anapa would be the final approach fix. But if we look at the star on the Omaxi, what is happening here? Inari takes us to Omaxi and then Anapa. Let's clear out all this stuff here. Alright. So I'm not going to do any of those. So Inari, that looks good. Insert. Beautiful. So let's go to the plan page. Increase. And we'll step down. Inari. Arc. Omaxi. Inbound for the ILS. And then that's the missed approach back out to the, I think that's Inari. Or outside of Anapa for the missed approach. Hold there. Yeah, hold at Omaxi. So that all looks good. Wonderful. Our flight plan is in the box. So we'll put you back on map mode. We'll zoom you down to 20. That looks good. Sheesh, this guy get a job. Dom, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. I know it. I know it. We're going to get a job here soon, man. Give me another week. Appreciate you, Dom. All right. Happy Veterans Day, by the way, too, Dom. All right, let's see. So our flight plan's in the box. Now we need to go back to perf data and a init, actually, a init perf. Okay, so this is where we are going to import the weights. So weight and balance. And we've got to take a bunch of supplies down there for Jafar. So the payload was 174. Ooh, that's up there. All right, 174. Block fuel is 42. I'm not a very good MD11 pilot. Let's round that up to 45. All right. We'll leave it at 10%. That looks pretty good. We can check the landing weight. We're going to burn about 22 thou. That gives us a landing rate of around 45. What is the max landing weight? Let's go ahead and apply the load. You can see the airplane sink down. We are loaded up. Okay, now that we're loaded up, let's go ahead and get that back in there to the green. Let's clean up some of the box down here. Let's clear that out. We clear all those messages. We got miscellaneous config. That's fine. Let's go ahead and go back to the engine page. All right, that all looks good. Okay, we've got to finish up loading the perf data, and then we are getting close to being ready. So alternate 2.6, final time has an extra of 7.6. That looks good. Takeoff CG is 27.7. Zero fuel weight is 24. We've got an hour of extra. I like that. All right, don't need to dump any fuel. That's the fuel dump. We'll go to takeoff approach. Packs off. Let's go flap 15. 5.7 on the stab. And we need to go to, actually I got to finish the perf thrust limits We're doing a TO1, 109.8, a no D rate, all right? 109.8 maximum thrust. At flaps 15, that's going to give us a slope. I'm just not going to look it up. We'll zero it out right now. Outside air temperature is, I think it was like 19. Yep, 19. And we will confirm. We've got 136, 150, 164. VCL is 258. So we'll leave that set at 250. Climb via SID. Let's see. Climb via. So let's take a look at the SID again. Top altitude is 5,000 feet. So I'll hit 5,000. And we're going to be pitch pink, nav armed, profile armed 5,000. Takeoff clamp is white. Beautiful. All right. We'll spin in runway heading of 270. MD11 Flight, what's up, man? Max landing was 41. Excellent. Thank you for that. You can have thrust limit in auto and enter flex on top. Yeah, but we don't want to flex, though, right? We want to go max Toga, right? We want to go max Toga. But MD11 Flyer, you might be onto something, because after I take off, I have to manually derate the thrust in my box. I imagine I'm doing that wrong. So I was wondering, can I do select auto? But that clears my speeds. Okay, so no, actually. Okay, so now I've got max takeoff thrust 109.7, and it will auto derate. Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I was like, man, why do I have to manually select that? I feel like that shouldn't do that. All right, beautiful. Speeds are set. That is set. Let's get our squawk code in the box down here. A lot of setup, guys. A lot of setup, and then we're going to be cooking. 1322 on the squawk code. 1322. We'll throw it on TARA for right now. Okay, wonderful. All right, let's get the APU fired up. What do you guys think? APU's coming up. No smoking's on. No seatbelt sign is coming on. Let's go outside, take a listen. Did I hit the APU power button, or did I hit the APU air bleed? I have a feeling it's the wrong one. Oh, APU is already on. Oh, no, it's not. There we go. Helps if you hit the right button. Hide those guys. Alexandra Leacock, what's up, man? We need a master class in the McDo, I know, right? Mango engine mod? Is that changed the visual engine? Mickey G, I know, man. The camera's in X-Plane 12, dude. Problem is, I'm starting to confuse all my bindings. APU's still spooling up. We're almost ready to go here. As soon as she stops blinking. Alright, tanks. We got 12, 15, 15, 15. That all looks good. Nothing in the aux. Tanks. Alright, APU is on. We'll disconnect external power. APU air is on. Cut the fans on that. Go back to auto. Alright. Okay, so everything is set up. 270 on that. Let's bring out our 10-9 chart. Let's go to the ground ops. Let's go ahead and dismiss you. Let's go ahead and close everything. We'll remove all of that. Doors are closing. We're getting ready to cook. Pixelated. I did see the 7.4. It was either going to be this airplane or the Felis 742, but I guess the Felis 742 is not ready to cook just yet. So that's why we are in this. Oh, I guess I got to leave my charts up. All right, let's pre-plan our pushback. Ground said to call short of Sierra. I'll push deep into the alley in case this guy is ready to rock and roll.
All right, Captain. Got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
Bear Driver, what's up, man? Elephants in the room, or how are we flying an MD11 while it's grounded by the FAA? Well, we're not in real life, so that's why we're flying the MD11, my man. That is why we're flying the MD11. Defog off. That's normal because the engines are off right now, right? We have the switch on. Yes, we are ready for engine start. So let's go ahead and get the beacon light on. And let's prepare. We'll go ignition alpha. Packs are cut out. Let's go ahead and call for push.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
She deserves the love. I agree, Phoenix Galaxy. I agree. I am just so burnt out of flying twin-engine airplanes in the sim. Like, we have flown so many twin-engine airplanes. I am so burnt out. I need to fly something else. That's why we're in X-Plane. We've been flying X-Plane 12 for the 737 Level Up series because I haven't flown an NG in a year. We're back in X-Plane 12 flying an MD11 because I haven't flown an MD11 in over a year since TFDI released on 2020. So, single engine 172. The TBM, I know, Marco. I've been wanting to get the TBM up and running too. I've been wanting to run it. But look at that. That looks pretty juice, right? Come on now. MD11 wing and flaps, slats is epic. Insane juice.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
You know what, Mickey G? Did you get that B-52? I was wondering if you were going to pick that up or not. Alex, yeah, it's a beautiful plane, man. I agree. Pen, thanks. Bill, you love X-Plane? I love X-Plane. I'm starting to love it more, man. Listen, this channel was founded on X-Plane. Wow, look at that guy taking off. Is that another MD-11? Yeah, it is. Man, look at that guy getting it. That guy is getting it right there. We're going to be getting it too, Chad. We're pretty light. I have double D. Whatever happened to the aerodynamics DC-10? It's phantom wear, if you ask me, man. Is he ready to go down there? Yeah, what is he doing? Taking a sweet
Welcome
time.
aboard, Captain. Tow's connected. Bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Brakes released, clear to push. Straight back.
Here
into
comes
the
the
alley.
pushback. Light them up.
Alex, we're flying down to Jamaica because we are... I got to pin that in the vertical stream too. So there is a fellow flight sim developer that got hit pretty hard by the hurricane. So we are flying down there to get some supplies, and trying to get the link to that GoFundMe working there. Check the mainstream if you need it. For some reason, it's giving me grief to post it in that vertical chat. But he lost a lot of stuff. I don't want to say he lost everything because family is most important, right? And his family is okay from what I've heard. So you didn't lose everything. But aside from that, especially being a father, I mean, I can't imagine everything that you own just being wiped out and having to rebuild. I mean, that is going to be an incredible feat. And there's going to be a lot of people in it. And Jamaica, I have a soft spot for Jamaica. I mean, I honeymooned there with the wife. Every Jamaican I've met has been super nice, super friendly. I love going to Jamaica. So, I mean, XP72 is from Jamaica. So when I found out that there's something we could do, I could use this platform to assist, that's what we're going to do. I don't believe he's actually in our Discord, Jesse. XP's in the house. What's up, man? Expalanations. What's up, XP? Man, XP Mr. Home Cockpit over there. He's got the gear panel now. He's got the auto brake panel. He's got the chrono. My goodness. Yes, yes. I'm coming over, XP. My next Fort Lauderdale overnight, dude. I'm hitting you up. And I don't care if you say no. I'm going to show up. I know where you live. I'll Uber. I need to see that cockpit, my man. Double D Worth, no, he's actually a developer, so he works for Bluebird Sim. He's a contractor for Bluebird, the 7.5 dev. Oh, he was... Nabil, I didn't realize that was him. So MJ was in our Discord. Yeah, because I know MJ is in Discord. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you if you're in the V1 Discord, you may have interacted with him. He goes by MJ. I absolutely. Oh man, it's just tragic. So yeah, we're gonna do what we can. And like I said, if you can't, if you're not in a position to donate monetarily, just share the link, spread the link to your other Discords. Be like, hey, if you guys can, you know, send this guy some love. So we're gonna try to do our part, help him out as best we can. Bomb Tech, that it's pinned at the top of the chat.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
All right, brake set, clear, disconnect. Show me the pin up front.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
All right, it's actually getting way lighter than I wanted it to. We're clear to start, so here we go. We're starting them up. Shh. Hold on. I got a new mod for this as well. It slows the engine start down.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
The wife will cook for you even if I said not to. Nice XP. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, I hear it. We can stop that right here. Look, my bad. I forgot all about that. Passenger noise is off. Max. All right, here we go. 3, 1, and then, actually, I'll tell you what. Let's throw the fuel early. We're going to throw the fuel early and set the camera. Hopefully it won't hot start. My ears are ringing. That was a little loud. That's pretty juice. Okay, we got 2 good starts. Let's do number 3. Or actually, it's number 2. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to throw the fuel that early. Chat. Monitor. Monitor for hot start. I just flipped it on accident. It's X-Plane 12. It should be fine, but if it was the Fenix, he'd be cooked. Although the Fenix didn't make an MD11, so... I know, I went 777 mode, Nabil. I went 777 mode. Everything's gonna be fine. We got 3 good starts. Yep, 3 good starts. APU air's coming off. APU power's coming off. I think that'll switch. Boom, that's auto. That looks good. Let's go ahead and arm the speed brake. And we're going to select flaps 15. We got to dial a flap here. So dial a flap handle. It's already at, dial the flap in here to 15. That's me. Hold on. There we go. Alright, so we got flaps 15. Trim needs to be at 5.7. Alright, trim is 5.7, pitch, nav armed, profile armed, TO clamp is ready, auto brakes, TO. We got a miscellaneous config. Oh, that looks hot though. Miscellaneous DFDR, that's because the park brake is set. Wonderful. Alright, we're going to call him short of Sierra. Taxi lights coming on. Park brake release. Flyby. We're going to pull forward here a little bit. Man, this airplane, it just feels heavy. Alright, auto brakes, TO, seatbelts, no smoking, that's all normal, bleh. We don't have the terrain mod, so we don't need to turn terrain on. Let's go ahead and give him a call on 2685. We're short of Sierra.
Southwest 1078, Fort Lauderdale Airport, off to your 3 o'clock and 3 miles west from the uphill.
Yeah, the infinite flight for the Southwest 670.
Southwest 1070, roger, clear finish approach from my 2 right.
Clear to approach runway 28 right for Southwest 1070.
For the guy in front of us, we're at the Eastern U, spot 75, short of Sierra, if you're looking for a thing to call. It's so refreshing not hearing your Timu AI voice. Savage. At Miami departure, Western Cargo 357 heavy at the U, spot 75, short of Sierra, ready taxi.
West Cargo 357 heavy contact, Miami tower and 118.3.
Sorry about that.
All good.
Well, I guess he opened up tower. I don't see a tower though. Oh, North Tower. Miami Tower, good evening. Western Cargo 357 heavy, Eastern U, spot 75, short of Sierra, ready taxi.
Western Cargo 357 heavy, Miami tower, hello. Runway 27, taxi Sierra, Quebec, hold short runway 30, and you said you had A Sierra?
Hey, affirmative, we have Sierra, taxi 27, Sierra, Quebec, hold short runway 30, Western Cargo 357 heavy. Alright, Sierra, Quebec, hold short of 31, or 30. Zippy Zapple, I saw your name. I haven't got to shout you out, man. Zippy Zapple, are you back from the days of flying a full cockpit sim, man? So you don't think you can get back into desktop simming, huh, Zippy? You're gonna make a cockpit now? What was that? There is still a company that made like 737 cockpits. I almost bought one like 20 years ago. It wasn't it wasn't Scholarkey, it was someone else. Flight Deck Solutions, maybe? Me and my buddy Josh were thinking about going 50-50 on a half cockpit. This was, well, shoot, I was still a flight instructor. The wing view hits hard, doesn't it, Sandman? The slat and wing view alone. I gotta tell you, as much as I love Microsoft 2024, there are some airplanes that just feel like monsters when you're taxiing on the ground in X-plane. And this is one of them. This airplane feels like you're taxiing a freaking beast. Project Magenta? Maybe. I think it was Flight Deck Solutions, though. Alright, so the sun is rising much faster than I wanted it to. Well, you know what? We could just let the sun rise, and then once it gets bright, we'll just go live time. How's that? Fly into the sunset. Because nobody's got time to fly midday here on X-Plane 12. We're going to be over water. Plus, this airplane looks actually really good in low light. That sounds about par for the course for a CFI financial decision. Well, here's the thing, Turks. Dude, back in the day, it was like 7 to 10 grand, I think, for a half cockpit. And of course, we thought that was super expensive. But now it's like 50. It would have been a good investment. But what got it was like, we're both like, man, we could go get typed on the 7.3 instead of having a fake cockpit. So we ended up not doing it. But I think I want to say it was like 12 grand for a half a cockpit from Flight Deck Solutions back in the day. Listen to the turtles. We're hitting turtles. I just purchased a Moza force feedback yoke. If you use it, how was it? I have not used it, man. So I am a Moza side stick AB9 user. I do not use the yokes. So I reserve all opinions to those that have the Moza force feedback yoke. D-Doom, I don't know why. I think it's just aerodynamically the design. Cross runway 30, Western Cargo 357. But it's part of, it's unfortunately part of the reason why the hinge pins are where they're at, which may have a factor in what happened with this accident. I think we know a little bit more now, right? I mean, it's bound to happen. We'll talk about the UPS tragedy at some point because we are in an MD11, but from what I've learned now, it's mostly the fuel tank pump from engine 2 is freaking right along the pylon of engine 1. Alright, we gotta make sure we don't screw this up here. Sierra Quebec. Sierra Quebec is up here.
You were stabbed. Did you issue a takeoff plan?
Yeah, clear track 69, RNAV Casino, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
RNAV.
Kinda wish it was raining.
Takeoff 27 for track 69.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later for sure. Let's get rid of this chart. Alright, speed up, accelerate to 250. We can do that. Casino, RNAV Casino is in the box. Holding short of 27 right here. Who is that? Nouvelle Air? I feel like I'm actually in Miami. I'm seeing airplanes I've never seen before. Jeremy, this flight's going to be a little bit too short, but we are going to do a long flight this week.
Chicago 357, heavy, runway 27, line up away.
Runway 27, line up away, Western Cargo 357, heavy. Agent Johnson, we're taking all kinds of supplies to help Jafar out. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. Dan, I know, man. It's grimy, baby. It's grimy. I love it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to hit auto flight. There we go.
69 contact departure 126.85, good night.
So we are on.
Departure
Auto throttle is
12685
on.
for track 69, peace out.
Got the ants marching on this airplane. A lot of ants in exterior view. Apparently that's because of the way that they made the textures on this thing.
Ready for departure things.
Departure 2685.
Delta 521, I sent you a PDC, confirm you received that.
Let's make sure that's in standby.
Hold on.
Let's cargo 357 RNF Casino, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
RNF Casino 27, clear for takeoff. Western Cargo 357. All right, ready? Spool them up, 50. Nose forward on the yoke. Let's go. Now the auto throttle will auto capture it. Flyby. Hold on. Oh, chat. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. Look at the freaking winds. V1. Can't do flyby view. Rotate. Can't do flyby view in an MD11. Look at that wind. Just pick up the wing. Positive rate. Gear up. Flyby. Eyes on the road. Eyes on the flight director.
Last cargo 357 heavy, contact departure 126.85, good night.
Over departure 12685, Western Cargo 357, exit. It's world cargo, right? Are we world cargo? I think we're world cargo. Alright. We gotta fly the airplane. Lower the nose. 175. Flaps retract. Here, we'll get the flaps up from the...
And to right. Christian right, crossing runway 26 right.
We're crossing 26 right, and we have Foxtrot now for 17902.
Departure, good evening. World Cargo 357 Heavy, 2,800, climb at 5 on the Guava.
For cargo 357 Heavy, Miami departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 16,000.
Climb and maintain 16,000, World Cargo 357 Heavy. Alright, 16 is set.
On a short final runway 27 right.
Pops here, Roger, winds, 0. You're going to
Coming up to slat retraction.
Contact no block of tower, no block of tower on 134.67.
Ooh, sorry about that. Contact numbers here, but
I wanted to hand fly more, but I fumbled the flap retraction. I used my Bravo flap switch instead of my flap axis, and then everything got all wonky, so I fumbled it. I wanted to hand fly more, but that's all right. Why are we nav 2 though? I guess that's fine. Should we nav 1 AP2? All right, we're 250. We're climbing via. After takeoff checklist, auto that comes off. We can disarm. Speed brake. 250 on the speed. Flyby. That looks pretty good. That is the night light mod, by the way. The X-Plane 12 light mod and the Dreschel Mac light mod as well. So I got a couple lighting mods for the night lights. They look fantastic. Man, that takeoff sound. Mango sound pack on takeoff was straight juice.
Yeah, still doing clearances
Straight
for the ambulance
juice.
to pick up Parker.
We're 9.1 for 1.6, looking good.
Direct 69, contact Miami Center on 132.2.
Over Miami Center at 32.2 for track 69, east out.
Yeah, November 390 Tango Charlie, able to draw the red road northbound?
All right, out of 10,000.
Come again, Charlie.
Are you able to join the red road transition northbound over to Miami?
No, unable. Can you give me vector to the transition? Transition.
390 Tango Charlie, Roger, turn right.
Right down through DC-10 from O'Hare, direct Honolulu. Nice.
100,
On the call, on the cell phone, this X-plane doesn't look half bad. Fubar, I know. As long as you're on a small cell phone.
We're going to be full stop at Miami.
I'll be honest with you, man. The low light conditions, it looks okay. It looks passable. It's when we get up to midday. We're right in the sun right now.
7872 Golf Rob. One guy just closed over at Miami. I think the others are still staying on.
I'm tempted to go real time now.
Roger.
But I don't want it to crash the scene. Dark cockpit's still not fixed 100%.
7 heavy contact Miami Center on 132.2.
132.2 Western, or World Cargo 357 XM.
One
132.2.
Here I'm planning west. Except maintain 14,000.
There's a green sun visor behind me?
3022.
Does it work?
Clear arrival, landing west, and we're cleared down to 16,000 for 43392.
14,000.
1414. You want to stand now or to wait for a top?
Descend via the arrival, so you're done.
Gotcha, thanks.
Yeah, I wanted to take off with more of a sunrise, but that's all right. Center, good afternoon. World Cargo 357 Heavy, 15-2, leveling 16,000.
World Cargo 357 Heavy, Miami Center, Miami, take flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, World Cargo 357. All right, 350 is set. Flyby.
Take flight level 410, say current altitude. 460 is not available.
Yeah, X-Plane Store, that's what we're on. X-Plane Store, you can get the rotated MD11. Shift S. That makes it real dark. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's fast forward to real time. So what time would be real time in the sim world? It's 4:03. But what is Miami? Is it like? So what's Miami Zulu? -5? It's 22:03 Z Miami. Alright, thank you for that. We'll set real time now. We have real world weather, but we'll go to real time now. I really wanted to do a sunrise departure out of Miami, because sunrise out of Miami is special, man. And if I could have had the time, we would have done an 8 a.m. flight this morning real time, but I had to go to the airport and drop my badge off. Alright, 290 or less, World Cargo 357. 290 or less.
Version 129 Romeo, squawk 5153.
Man, we're gonna rip up. Watch this. We are climbing now. Sunrise? Oh, Turks. We flew off in sunrise. Now we're flying real time. I'm sure I'll get plenty of Miami sunrises coming up. We're 24 for 35. We're 290. We're right. We can't go any slower than 290, so that MD-80 is going to have to pick it up. turn the sim down a little bit. I can hear myself think. We got good turnout today, 400 viewers. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button. And then while you're hitting the like button, click the link at the top of the chat box. Help out Mr. Jafar. What is sunrise? Oh, you never see sunrise. Releasing these airplanes from heavy maintenance look like fighter planes, the way the flight crews would handle them. Oh, rough landings, I imagine, man. There's so much. So my buddy that used to fly the MD11 for Western Global, it's like what? It's 2/3 the power of a 747, but it's half the weight or something. When you think about it, I mean, it is a very, very powerful airplane. Might F around and buy X-plane? Bill, my man.
Doing 170 now.
Look at the slats. Look at the slats.
For track 69, I'm giving you all I got.
Yeah, no worries. World Cargo 357, maintain Mach point 70 or less.
We're going to be unable 70 or less for a World Cargo 357 Heavy.
Roger, what's your slowest possible?
We can do 7.2, and that's going to be pushing it.
World Cargo 357, we'll just have you go under. Amend your altitude, maintain flight level 310.
Amend the altitude, flight level 310, World Cargo 357 Heavy.
Cruise track 69, you can resume normal speed.
Normal speed. Once I get to cruise, I can do 8 down.
Alright, no worries. World Cargo 357, you can resume normal speed.
Normal speed, World Cargo 357X. Alright, let's pass this puny little MD-80. Let's give him 340 now. 340, and I'm going to pull it.
Amend your altitude, maintain flight level 290.
We're going to speed it up.
Flight level 290 for track 69.
Actually, World Cargo 357, you're going to be on top, so you can climb maintain flight level 350.
Jeez. Climb 350, World Cargo 357 Heavy. 350 is set now. I love having the FMC there. But, I don't know, can you guys see? Yeah, I don't have a cam set up for it. I guess you can kind of see me manipulate it here. Theoretically, I could pull these back, right? Because the auto throttle is on. Yeah, so I'm going to pull these down. Blackbird control levers, by the way. There we go. So now you can kind of see my FCU. Now, it's not going to be 100% in focus. Or any focus. But
Delta 504, contact Miami, approach 126.85, good night.
it'll get us where we need to be.
I would approach Nova 504.
All right. We're cooking with gas now, chat. We are cooking with gas now. We're accelerating to a little bit too fast. Let's give them 320 right now. We should actually be changing over. Let's go crossover Mach. Oh, we're not at the Mach changeover yet, guys. What's up with that? Zoom this in a little bit. Where's my TCAS? TCAS. Traffic. Map. I'm not seeing this guy. Is my TCAS on? It should be. We're not getting yelled at. TARA. Transponders on. That's weather radar. We don't need that. Standard on the altimeter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Standard set once, twice, thrice. We'll leave that one as standard.
310 for track 69.
Oh, I can see his contrails. There he is over there. Let's do a flyby. Watch yours. Guys, MD11 is so back. So let's talk about. I'm going to go over the mods again real quick because I know a lot of you are going to be like, man, I just got the airplane and it doesn't sound like anything like you have in this scene, in the stream. And I totally understand that. So first and foremost, rotate MD11 is on the X-Plane org store. I'm going to knock this back a little bit here. Why can't I switch over to Mach hold?
Maintain 260 Sky Tour 135.
There we go. Mach hold. 8.5. Pull it. Mach hold 8.5. Dude, we're doing 3,000 feet a minute here at a 33,000 feet doing 8.7 Mach. I mean, we are just ripping. We're a light MD11. So first and foremost, you can pick up the airplane, the Rotate MD11 on the X-Plane Org store. Now, do I recommend it? The Rotate MD11, man, it's out of the box. It's such a shame because a lot of these older airplanes that we have, whether it's this airplane.
And World Cargo 357, give me your Mach number and maintain that or greater.
We'll maintain Mach 8.5 or better for World Cargo 357 Heavy. We'll do 8.6. So the Rotate MD11 and the Leonardo MD80 in Microsoft 2024 kind of go about the same. They have the same problem. They're both stuck in sims of past. So the Rotate MD11 that I'm in right now, without any modification, it's built for X-Plane 11, and it flies like it's supposed to be an X-Plane 11. That leads to some problems in X-Plane 12, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But the Leonardo in Microsoft 2024 is similar in that regard, but you got to credit Leonardo for they've at least by now updated it and made it 2024 native or compatible rather, so you can do the walk around mode. It flies like it should. You don't really have any issues with it now. Now they are doing a massive update for textures and stuff, which is great. That'll really bring that airplane out into the spotlight, I think. But I said it before on the MD80 stream. I was like, man, out of the box, I think the Leonardo's overpriced, even though it's as good as it is and as much enjoyment as I get out of it. I feel the same about this airplane. Out of the box, the Rotate MD11, I think it's $80. It's overpriced for what you get. Now, I have to keep in mind this is the X-Plane market where everything is way more expensive than the Microsoft market. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of like the new P3D. This is kind of a cool cockpit shot right here. So out of the box, it's going to fly very suspiciously. You will have really heavy and extreme control pressures and minimal control of the airplane. There's a free mod that is on a Discord channel that is in the X-Plane chat. At the end of the stream, I'll see if I can find the link and pin it. But there is a free mod.
And World Cargo 357, thanks for your contact today on 124.5. Good night.
24.5, good night, World Cargo 357 Heavy.
Yeah, it's 0.55.
Oh, 124.55 for World Cargo 357 Heavy, thank you.
Center King, FedEx 1210 on the ground here in Tampa. We're on with you.
What was it?
FedEx 1210 Miami, Roger, cross, correction, squawk mode Charlie, and I'll send a PDC in just a moment.
Team Com 1.
Here, track 69, good evening. Radar and contact, my flight level 330.
Up to 330, crew track 69.
Havana, good afternoon. World Cargo 357 Heavy 350.
Blocked.
Really? Havana, good afternoon. World Cargo 357 Heavy, level 350, squawking 1322.
Western Cargo 357, good evening. Continue, flight plan.
We'll continue for Western Cargo 357 Heavy. So, overpriced for what you get out of the gate because it's not going to fly like it should. There's a free mod that you can download, and I highly, highly recommend that you get it because it's going to make it much more realistic, I think, in my way. I mean, I know the MD11 flies different than other airplanes, especially real world, but what you get in the sim, it's like, you can just tell something's not right. I mean, I'll have the yoke fully trimmed aft, and I don't have any more room to go aft, and I can't get the nose up. And how it was explained to me is the way that the airfoils were designed in 11, they don't take advantage of the airfoil simulation in X-Plane 12. So the free mod fixes that. It's not perfect, but it's much better. So you need to get the flight model mod. If you do a Google search, I'm sure you can find that. Secondly, the Mango Sound Studio sound pack. So we are rocking the Mango Sounds on this one. And I'm going to talk about that here in a minute after I thank Cornelius Nimbus for dropping the 10 gifted subs, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs to the channel. If you pick one up from Mr. Nimbus, make sure you shout him out, say thank you. That is very kind of you, sir. Thank you for being so generous. I appreciate that. So the sounds, although they sound a little bit weird here when you do a slow-mo flyby, it really brings the airplane to life. And I was saying this when I first had the Mango sound pack. I picked them up just for the airplane, just for the stream, actually. And the version 1 that I had, it was good. It brought it to life, but I felt like the recordings were a little bit echoey or just not clean. But this latest update that is soon to release, I am flying a pre-release version of the Mango pack. It's good. You heard it yourself here. Go back to the engine start from outside. When that thing kicks off, boom. I mean, it is nice. So it really brings this airplane up into a much more soul-filled experience. So you need that. XP72 says, I've been saying this about the MD11 flight model for ages. Thanks for confirming it. I'll get the mod you're using. XP72, absolutely. And especially if you have force feedback, you're going to need it, because I don't know how it is on the Moza, but on mine, I would have my Bruner like fully trimmed. There's just no travel. There's nowhere to go. And it's like you just smash it into the runway because there's nowhere to flare. So get the mod. And you got to be real careful with your weight and balance still, too, with this airplane. But, yeah, XP, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. Get the mod out. Get the Mango sound pack. And also, I have 2 other mods that you can get on Flight Sim, or not on Flight Sim, TO, on the X-Plane org forums or whatever. So the overhead, if I zoom in here, it's not 100% clean, but it actually looks pretty clean, especially when I zoom out. Before I got this cockpit mod, I think it was Phoenix Flyer Gus, maybe you know, but it's a free texture that you download, and what he's done is he's reconfigured the format of the files that Rotate has used, and the files that Rotate used, it really makes the ants pop out in the entire cockpit. Like, you'll have these really bad edges around your McDo box here. The edges of the screen will look really bad. And this mod has cleaned it up. Now, it's not 100%, but it really makes it much more enjoyable. So, like, when I come to this overhead, it's actually pretty good. Now, when you fly this in low light, which if you're flying freight dog stuff, the MD11, you should be flying nighttime all the time anyway. Nighttime, I gotta tell you, it's pretty special, the way the glows come to life here on the cockpit. And if we remember, if it's not dark by the time we land, maybe before I shut down anyway, I can show you what nighttime looks like. Or heck, maybe we'll do the return leg, so we'll help out Jafar with the return leg. We'll see. So that's a free mod on the X-Plane forums or org, I guess, whatever. It's the like ant removal or aliasing fix. And then the last mod I have, this is a lot of mods for an $80 airplane, right? That's why I say for $80 it's overpriced. For $80 you shouldn't have to do any of this stuff, right? But the last mod I have, which you don't have to have, but I have realistic PFD colors. It really changes the brown and the blue. So, and I guess the orange. So it's much more believable if you've seen pictures of the cockpit in the real airplane. The Rotate by default, it's too bright. It's almost mustardy looking. This fixes that, makes it look much more believable. So PFD mod, cockpit texture mod, flight model mod, Mango Sound Studios sound pack. Those are 4 things you need. The sound pack is payware. It's $12. I think it's actually on sale on the org store right now. Highly, highly suggest that you pick it up, because it default, the airplane just feels a little bit lifeless. Right? It feels a little bit lifeless. With the Mango pack, it's much more alive, and I'm definitely enjoying it. So I want to turn on weather radar, so let's push that in. I know Gus loves this here. We'll make sure there's no weather out there. I just see some clouds forming, but there we go. For $80, you shouldn't have to have 4 separate mods. But once you get them, I think it's worth it. X-Plane Glazer, man. I'm just an MD11. Look at the flyby view, man. Look at this thing. Are we passing this MD80 below us? See the ants come marching now as we go into sunset? Look at that MD80 down there. Look at that little guy. Thinking he's going to keep up with an MD11. He's probably in sim rate 2 right now. He's sim rating as hard as he can. We're still catching him. MD80 stands no chance. Exactly. Rotate, are you listening? I hope, XP. I mean, because this airplane, it's by default, it's a lot like the TFDI MD11, and I don't get it. I really want a exceptionally well done 3-holer, and we just don't have it. The TFDI is the same way. The TFDI is exceptionally mid before update. Hopefully this update fixes that. Does nothing bad, does nothing great. You're just constantly stuck in the middle. The rotate, I feel, is the same way. You're just stuck in the middle. There's nothing terrible about it, but there's nothing great about it. Now, if you get a good sound pack, texture mods, flight model mods, okay, now it's pretty fun. It's borderline on great for X-Plane 12. But that's just my little spiel on that situation. Bluebird is in the house. Bluebird Sim V1, just want to thank you for doing the stream for Jafari. Really appreciate it. Bluebird Simulations, nice of you to stop by. Thank you so much for that. Absolutely. You know, MJ was in our Discord as well, and when I caught wind that you set up a fundraiser for him, absolutely, I want to do what I can. So the chat has a link that is pinned at the top of the chat box. Again, I'm asking all of you who, you know, are in a position to financially help. Every little bit helps, and that's why we're flying these supplies back down to Jamaica. So thank you, Bluebird, for stopping by, and just, I mean, that just kind of shows you what a class act Bluebird Simulations is and Shervin is. I mean, he's in the middle of development with an airplane. I'm sure he's got 1,000,002 things going on, and he's got a contractor that's going through a tough time, and they're taking care of their people. So that says a lot. That says a lot about who Bluebird is as a company, and who Shervin is as a human. So I 100% got to stand behind that. I sent the link to Captain Canada too. They're going to put it in their Discord. BombTech, awesome, man, awesome. Yeah, the more we can spread the link, the more we can drive the donation to where it needs to be. So excellent. V-Pilot Designs, good afternoon, my friend. Oh, Jordan, I would die for an MD11. PMDG MD11 was my first MD11. I absolutely loved that thing. Mamba, this is not the gray cockpit mod. Let me see. We got a little ways to go before we start down. Just want to make sure we're passing that MD11 or that MD80 behind or down there. Let me park the camera here, and I'm going to find the link because it's kind of hard to find the link that I'm talking about. This is a standard cockpit. It's not. I know which mod you're talking about. I don't have that one. Let me find it for you. So PFD colors. Here's this one. I'm going to start posting them through the chat. So this is the PFD color. That's where you need to go. Bluebird says, thank you for the kind words. I chatted with Jafar briefly today. Still no electricity, but he and the family are staying strong. Hey, excellent. That is awesome. Glad that, and like I said this at the beginning of the stream, I was like, hey, we're just thankful that his family's okay, right? I mean, because possessions is as much of a pain and a struggle as that's going to be. At least his family's safe, right? You can't replace family, so we're happy that his family's okay. And we're going to do what we can to get him some support so he can start rebuilding. I can only imagine the stressors that's going to entail. So, all right. So that's the PFD color. It's just called the go around button. What? Oh, no Toga. Yeah, no, there's no Toga on the MD11. White cockpit texture lines. Here we go. Okay, so I found it. I believe you have to scroll down. Let me make sure this is it. Yes. Okay, so you got to go down to the Fenix 13 NL post. It's about 2/3 of the way down. All right. If you go to this link, it's in a thread. Phoenix 13 NL posted a Dropbox file to it with his permission. Was that for us? No. But that will remove a lot of the white lines. And if you go through that thread, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's about 2/3 of the way down. That's the white line cockpit texture that you need. And this is all real simple modding. You just click it, download it, throw it in the folder, and you're good. All right, so those are 2 mods. And then I'll get you the Mango pack, which that's just an easy Google search. MD11 sound pack from Mango Sound Studios, coming at you right there. And then for the flight model, I am using Combined Fleet. Oh, Combined Fleet is here. Yes, Combined Fleet is the gentleman who worked on the flight model edits. I am using, will it tell me in my download folder, 9 November 25. Yeah, 9 November 25 edit, Combined Fleet. I'm using your 925 edit. So you have to join the Combined Fleet on Discord, if I can find a link to that.
Blue 580, you're about to leave my airspace. By that time, terminated, monitor advisory.
I'll have to, it's in the Discord, it's in my Discord right now. After the stream, I'll try to get a link to it and pin it in the Discord channel. But thank you, Combined Fleet, for the that flight model mod. It says that's the current one, and you got the airfoils in the folder too. Yeah, so when I downloaded it, it was airfoils and then ACF. All in one folder, right? So all I did is I just put the airfoils in the airfoil and I put the ACF in the main folder. But it was just one folder that I downloaded. Hopefully I did it right. Was that for us? Most asked question in the cockpit. That's it, man. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Got it. All right, good. Yeah, Combined Fleet. And I did a test landing with it, and it was much better. Much, much better. Especially if those of us that have force feedback. It was very challenging sometimes to land this airplane without your mod, because what the airplane would do, it would run the trim like full aft. So I literally had nowhere to move my yoke, and the airplane's just coming down at 1,500 feet a minute. I'm like, this is not good. But yeah, it was. It's a big help. So thank you, Combined Fleet. Mick Sesh, thank you for the $10 super chat, sir. It says, filed my first IFR flight plan today. IRL and loving IFR training. Thanks for all your help and congrats on the new gig. Mick Sesh, thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. And appreciate you. Congratulations on getting your flight plan filed. Hey, IFR is a fun one, man, isn't it? IFR is a whole lot of fun. So enjoy it. You get the hardest one. I think it's PPL, man. I think the hardest one, all your flight training, is PPL, because you're learning everything, right? You're learning how to fly. You're learning about the airplane. There's just so much. But now you've got all that under your belt. You get to focus on some of the more fun things like flight planning. So, Gus, no mashed potato clouds. They look okay. They look okay right now, Gus. I'll give you that, my man. I'll give you that. Let me find a little bit better view here, a little bit more sunsetty with engine textures. I mean, this view right here, Gus, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty hot, dude. Pretty hot. Chat, should we do a return leg? We'll see if we can do a return leg when we get on the ground. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this airplane right now. I didn't think I'll see how I feel. I'm still like 90% health-wise. We'll see how my voice is doing by the time we land. Mickey G. Mickey G has taken over the role of calling me a glazer, and Gus has taken over the role of being helpful. I must have woke up in an alternate universe. Philip, did I see the 742 freighter? Yes, absolutely loved it. I reached out to Felis to see what the status was, because I was going to fly that today for the Jafar stream. But it's not quite ready yet, so I didn't know when that's going to release. But when it does release, we're absolutely going to fly the freighter, man. I like the new tapes and 8s. I call them tapes and 8s. I don't know what it's the engine display. The same one we had on the Citation Bravo. So it's not quite digital, but it's more advanced than like the old analog, like in the first Felis engine version. And when you would do the test for all your lights, your cockpit annunciator lights, we call it tapes and 8s, because you're looking for the tapes, all the engine tapes, we call those tapes, and then the 8s, so like anything digital would populate in the numerical 8, because that means everything is lit up. If you're looking for 8s and you see a 9, that means you're missing part of your display, or the part of the display lights out, right? Because it's missing that vertical line to make it an 8. So tapes and 8s. Is it Digilog? Is that what it is? Combined Fleet says, I've been doing MD11 stuff on VATSIM since 2005. Oh, man. I tell you what, man, I'm, with this update, I'm thinking we're going to do some MD11 night ops this week, too. I'm thinking MD11 is going to start playing a role. Now, I know a lot of people were asking on the ground, too, is what about the UPS crash, and do we know anything, because they're all grounded? And so the last thing that I heard, and I actually verified this with a systems diagram. Now, I don't know if it's the same across all MD11s, but check this out. So if you don't know this, and again, I don't watch, I know that Blanco Lirio is super popular. Everybody and their brother likes to pick up a camera and microphone and talk about aviation accidents. And that's fine. That's great. That's good for them. But I'm not going to make my channel about that. We'll discuss it, and things that I find out, I'll share. And you may have already heard this. I don't know if people have already talked about this or not, but it was interesting that when I found this out. So we talked about why couldn't they get airborne? Because you should be able to get airborne with an engine failure, right? Even if the engine comes off the wing, theoretically, you should still get airborne. Well, upon some digging, we saw the flash, right, in the video of the number 2 engine on the tail. We saw that flash. I thought maybe it was a tail strike. Maybe it was FOD being ingested into the number 2 engine, causing reduction in power, therefore causing them not to have enough thrust to get airborne. What I discovered, not just me specifically, but the number 2 fuel pump, is it the fuel pump or fuel housing? So the main heart of the number 2 fuel system runs right next to the number 1 engine pylon. So if this pylon rips off the wing, there is a high probability, if there's a catastrophic event like a turbine explosion, which would be back here, CF6, right? American 767 had the same thing in Chicago. If it blew up back here into the wing, you just destroyed the number 2. You have the potential to destroy the number 2 engine's fuel delivery system. So you've just made one engine problem become 2. It's not back in the tail. It's not up in the fuselage. The fuel delivery system, I don't know what to call it. So let's, for the sake of the argument, let's just say the fuel pump, okay? The engine 2 fuel pump is located next to the engine 1 pylon. And when I found that, I was like, nah, I don't believe it. So a buddy and I said, but it was texting me. He's like, dude, this is what, listen to this. I'm like, nah, I don't believe it. So I did my own investigative digging, which is hard to do these days, right? Not a lot of people do it. We just like to Google stuff. But in my own research, I found that is 100% correct. The number 2 fuel delivery system is right next to the engine 1 pylon. So, could the number 2 engine still have ingested FOD from a breakup on number 1? Absolutely. But what if it's ingesting FOD and also the fuel delivery system is damaged? Because, and I don't know, this is a question for an MD11 person, can you gravity feed the number 2 engine? I don't know how, because the number 2 engine's up there. How are you going to gravity feed number 2? So, if you destroy the delivery system for number 2, plus the loss of thrust for number 1, plus throw some FOD in there, maybe you throw some FOD in there, compressor stalls it, now it's not getting a fuel flow. Now you've significantly reduced your thrust on number 2. And to me, that's, I mean, there's one of two theories on why that UPS plane went off the runway. It didn't have enough thrust on its 2 remaining engines, or it was grossly overweight. Now, I don't think it was grossly overweight. Those guys are probably better with weights than the commercial airlines are with passengers, because we do average weights. They actually weigh all their stuff. So I don't think it's practical to think that they were grossly overweight. They just don't do that. They take that stuff extremely seriously. So that leaves, I guess you could throw one other avenue is maybe there was a substantial crew error. Maybe the crew did something incorrectly. That's possible. I'm not saying it is what happened, but I'm saying it's possible. But when you look at what the airplane was doing and how it actually got airborne just over 100 feet, to me that just signifies they didn't have enough thrust to continue climbing, get out of ground effect. Because it's not like they're sitting there holding the tail on the ground, scraping the tail down the runway because they rotated early, causing excess drag. That didn't happen. The airplane actually got airborne. It just couldn't climb away from the ground. So it's got to be a thrust problem. And when I learned about the fuel delivery system right next to the engine one pylon, I texted my buddy. I was like, I don't believe it. I sent him pictures of the article I was reading because I was like, look, you're not going to believe me, but it's legit. Now, again, I don't know if every MD11, holy sky colors, Gus. I don't know if every MD11 is like that. I don't know if they made adjustments to that in their design over the years, but that is how it was initially designed. I've seen hydraulic components on a schematic that were about 50 feet away from where the schematic suggested it would be. Oof. I'm an aircraft mechanic. One thing about schematics, keep in mind the location of components is not always immediately co-located physically where the schematic is. I totally agree, Combined Fleet. Do you know about the MD11? Curious. So, like, have you looked at any schematics to validate what I saw? I'm not saying I'm correct either. I'm genuinely asking. Maybe you know something about the MD11 that I don't. But the schematics that I saw, maybe they're not right on the pylon. They're close enough. And I also found an article referencing that, saying why it's kind of a death trap. But I'd be curious. I mean, we've got 400 people in the chat. I mean, that's 400 Googles and Chat AI to go freaking dig around and see if we can find out the actual physical location of it. But that's just insane to think about. Harish, I know, right? Is there another one for number 2? See, Dale, and that's something I don't know, right? Is there maybe a backup pump or something in the tail closer to the engine? Those are things that I don't know. But pretty wild. I can get into some books and see if I can tell you a better physical location of fuel system for number 2. Yeah, Combined Fleet. I mean, shoot, man, if you're feeling bored and want to spread some knowledge, I'd be very curious, because I still, hearing myself talk about it, I still can't believe it. But if you can find something to back up my claim, then I just like, wow. And then I think about, like, okay, so the FAA issued an emergency AD grounding all MD-11s. Is it something that they felt like, this can't happen? Like, what? We got to fix this. So, I don't know. Fun fact, gravity feeding also uses a natural suction but enough suction to pressurize and feed the engine. Yes, motive flow, Gus. So Gus is referring to like a motive flow fuel delivery system, which actually the newer Airbus fuel tank pumps, they have that. So there's no moving parts. It's just essentially what Gus is saying. It uses its own suction to create pressure to deliver fuel. Now, you can still, as far as the Airbus is concerned, you can fly it up, all the way to the service ceiling and not have an issue. Now, for the MD11, with the engine being on the tail, I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm not going to speculate. If you need a wind wing profile for the rotate, Mamba, I'm using one for my 737 panel. Is that what you're referring to? Or do you have one for the 737 FMC? I would think it's most like I would think it is like most planes, in that there are tank boost pumps and an engine-driven main pump, and that the engine pump can run on its own, but the fuel line is cut. Yes, exactly. It doesn't matter. That's right. If the fuel line is cut before it gets to the main pump or the engine-driven pump, even if it's at a different location, what's it matter? Especially if that engine is being starved of fuel, or it compressor stalled because it ingested FOD, right? I mean, those are all things that just a dark horse event, man. Oh, Mambo, I think I saw that one. I don't have the Airbus FCU. I have one for the Boeing MCP, Mamba. I'm using my Boeing MCP right now for the MD11. My Moby flight, via Moby flight. We're getting close, chat. We are getting close to TOD. We smoked that MD11, though, or the MD80. It's a pretty sweet... pretty sweet. Oh, look at that. Look at the shadows doing X-plane things. Just keep it here. We gotta start down soon.
On frequency, I want to closing monitor advisory.
Thanks for the ATC, what's it? Alright, so we are leaving Havana, and there's no Montego Bay online, so we will, we gotta go back. I'll tell you what, let's go back to FMS speed, and let's go ahead and switch over to Unicom. Let's say it's not FOD. Why hasn't this happened before? Well, there hasn't been another MD11 pylon ripoff in recent years. I think the last one was American 191. But in that particular case, on the DC-10, first off, I don't know if the fuel system is the same. Number two, on the DC-10, when that one came off, they actually got airborne. They had enough thrust in number two to get airborne. It was when they slowed below, or when they slowed to V2, that the slats being retracted pushed them over to crossover angle of attack, and they rolled in. Yeah, Spurious Podge. Yeah. So all engines, doesn't matter what airplane you're on, any engine, any engine, the most force that pylon will feel is on rotation because of gyroscopic precession. 100%. All right, I'm going to set in a lower altitude because I'm not sure what we're supposed to descend to. Let's get the charts out here. MKJS, and we'll pull out the airport 10-9, and let's pull out the approach ILS 7, and let's pull out the arrival, what, Omaxi? Yeah, Omaxi from Inari, 250 below 10. There isn't really an altitude until we get to the approach, which we want to be at 3,000. So we'll just set, we'll make Omaxi 3000 in the box if we haven't already. Let's come down here. Yeah, Omaxi 2900. Tell you what, let's make it a hard 3. Or shoot, let's make it a hard 2900. Why not? Alright, a hard 2900. I'm gonna set 10,000 for now. 10,000 is set. And is it going to go down on its own? Yes, it will. Tootco, thanks for the 2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. Wings schematic posted in V1 After Dark. All right, I'm going to look at that right now. Thank you, Tootco. I appreciate you. Let me get this set up here. All right, takeoff approach. Flaps 35, 162 is what we're looking at. It will auto-tune, and the DA is 305. 305. .305 in the barrel is set. Down we go. Tutko, let me grab that from the Discord, take a look at it. Jesse, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, man. I appreciate you, dude. Very kind for the 5 gifted memberships to the channel. If you pick up a membership, make sure you shout them out. Say thank you to Jesse. And then click the link at the top of the chat. Donate $2 to Mr. Jafar. Appreciate you, Jesse. All right. Gus says, just to spice up the 420 talk CF6. Yes, Gus, that's what I was referencing. So, also, you know, the wing coming off the DC-10 was different. It wasn't a turbine failure. That was a maintenance pylon coming off. So the pylon is designed to shear. In the case of UPS, what if this explosion of the turbine section of the CF6 is what caused the damage, all the while ripping the pylon off the wing as well? So, you know, maybe the pylon would have cleared, but that explosion here in the CF6, what if that severed the fuel line to 2, right? And then number 2 is struggling already because of FOD and air disruption, laminar flow disruption. You know, of course, I'm just speculating, right? Which I hate doing, but we're in the middle of a stream. I'm not dedicating videos to speculation. We're just discussing it. You know, I think that could set you up for trouble too. All right, I wanted to see what Tutko posted. If it crashes my sim, Tutko, I'm going to be pissed. Because X-Plane 12 does not play nice with Discord. And you posted it in the, did you say After Dark? It's loading. I'm gonna just save them. Save image as image 13, and I'm gonna save the next one so I can get out of Discord. 13 and 18. We're going to look at these here. We'll monitor here on the descent as we descend down. Tutko, it's not the image, that it's the it's Discord, man. Discord does funny things. All right, so Tutko's got us an image here. What are we looking at? Engine fuel feed. What's purple? Why is it not in number 2 engine inlet? What does P stand for? Boost pump. Fire shutoff valve, mechanical. What was that one there? That's got to be the engine, right? Let's look at number 3 engine. So we've got the same schematic there. We've got this schematic here, but we've got didn't say it was going to be easy for you to interpret. No, it sure doesn't. What I need is I don't think that has green is the feed for 2. So this is not over here. So this has got to be it. What is this? It's some type of valve, fill transfer valve, and a pump. So right here. So the pylon number one engine inlet is right here. So the pylon has got to be right here, approximately. Now look, this is going to be skewed because look at the wings. But look here. This is the number 2 engine fuel pump. Right here. This feeds number 2. Right? We're seeing the same thing? And actually, there's another pump right here, and there's another valve. The fuel line from number 2 runs from the left wing up the left side of the aircraft. Yeah, so that's kind of what it looks like. So the engine's got to be here somewhere, right? And then this is the fuselage. So they run it out of the tank with the pump right here, and then it joins the fuselage and goes back to the tail. So it's definitely plausible, right? It's definitely plausible because we don't know exactly where the engine is. I'm assuming it's right out here. So the pylon's got to be here. And look at all this hardware right here. I mean, that is plenty close. Number 2 feeds from the center tank. I feel like that could be definitely plausible. My thing is, why isn't the number 2 stuff like down here? That's where I would think you'd put it. Let's see what this other image is. We got to figure out where we're descending to as well. Oh yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to determine that one. I'll close those off. Let's get back to make sure we're not going to destroy anything here. All right, we're looking good. Yeah, we're descending down. We're looking good. Let me find what I had, the article I was reading. So, let's see. So the fuel supply, engine number 1 is mounted under the left wing, engine number 2 mounted in the tail, number 3 in the right wing, fuel fin, blah, blah, blah. The fuel line supplying engine number 2 must traverse the length of the aircraft to get there, run along the fuselage. Imagine a chainsaw, blah, blah, blah. I mean, what are we leveling at here real quick? Make sure we're... Alright, 10 and 250. We're going to slow down here pretty soon. We're above... Oh, that's pretty nice right there. Skyfall, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I started a dive in the UPS British Premier's American 191. Both stem from engine pylon structural failure, creating a domino effect that grounded fleets and exposed weaknesses in aging aircraft design. Skyfall, thanks for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate you. For sure, man. It does mirror 191, but 191 crashed because of the slats. That's really was the domino. That was really the fatal straw for 191. UPS didn't even get off the ground. So there had to be a power supply problem. There had to be. Because there's no other explanation unless, like I said, grossly overweight, a weather phenomena, or pilot error. The airplane got 100 feet in the air. It should climb away on 2 engines. So there had to be some type of power supply or thrust delivery interruption, right? Thank you, Skyfall, for $10 super chat, man. Combined Fleet says, my career field in the Air Force is aircraft hydraulic and fuel. I don't see anything in the schematic to support the fuel flow was interrupted with number 2. Pylon detached from the wing at the fuse planes. Correct. What? So, Combined Fleet, I'm not saying the pylon did it. What I'm saying is if there was a turbine disc failure, which the CF6 has done before as recently as, well, in the U.S., was it, what, 2016? When American 767 going down the runway in Chicago, the turbine disc blew out right here, and it actually punctured holes in the wing. It was actually on the right wing, wasn't it? Was it the right wing? Yeah. Through the slats in several spots, through the wing tanks. So what I'm saying is not the separation of the pylon caused the problem. What I'm saying is a piece of shrapnel or an uncontained engine failure could have just pierced the fuel delivery system which caused thrust problems on number 2. That's really what I'm getting. I'm not saying, because you're right, the pylon is designed to detach from the wing without catastrophically destroying the airplane's chances of flying, right? That's what those frangible pins are for. So, but what I'm saying is, if it was uncontained engine failure on the CF6, that could potentially lead to a fuel supply disruption on the number 2 engine, because the housing for that fuel, or the pumps, or actually the delivery for the fuel, is over here, right? It's in that schematic. That's not a whole lot of room. The schematic makes it look a lot bigger, right? So all of that number 2 fuel housing stuff is right here, right? If we look at this view, it's much closer than that schematic. But yeah, again, we're just having a discussion about it. But why are we doing 320 knots below? Chat. Why are we doing 301 knots here? We need to. Uh-oh. I did something wrong. I need to match this back up to my MCP. I've just discovered something. My Moby flight seems to be having a issue with the speed window. Alright. 250. We need to slow down. We're at 10,000. Whoa. Let's go ahead and get the lights on. We gotta get the slats out.
Stabilizer motion.
Alright, slats are coming out. Here comes our vertical profile. We're at 250 now. Down we go. Look, I love the MD11 with slats, dude. MD11 slats view is like epicness. Well, rough landings, didn't you see that massive fire on the wing? That was definitely a wing fire. All right, 210 on the speed. Let me get some of these floodlights off of there. Make us a little bit more cozy. Look at that. Alright, we gotta come back over here. We gotta come back over here. We'll set dial a flap to 15 is fine, I guess. We'll leave it at 15. And we can go ahead and select 15 now. Flap 15 is used on approach style. Flap only used to be for takeoff. Ah, okay. We're going to keep it at 15 for now then. And then we'll go, we're going to do flaps 35, right? Takeoff approach, flaps 35, 162. We're not going to use flaps 50, even though I would like to. And we are on the arc. I don't see, let's see. Sangster traffic, World Cargo 357 Heavy Type MD11, run at 6,000 feet on the arc. Getting ready to shoot the ILS into runway 7, Sangster. We're right at flaps 28 speed. Flaps 35 plus auto brake medium is fine for any row over 9,000. Beautiful, thank you. We'll set auto brake medium. Flaps 35 for land. Chat, are we going to do a return leg? I think we might have to do a return leg. Daggum, look at this MD11, man. I love the MD11. It's my new favorite airplane. Oh, CTAF 1875. Good night. Thank you, Nick Oatmeal. 1875. I forgot about CTAF situation. Thanks to traffic. World Cargo 357 Heavy Type MD11. We're at a 5,200, descending 3,000 for the ILS runway 7, starting at Omaxi. Thanks to traffic. You can use FMSPs for your VAP, however, in the current build, a rotate, ATS likes to dip. Yes, you know what, MD11, I'm going to hand fly it because of that. Plus, I just like having fun with my throttles and stuff. But I did a practice approach with everything enabled and like I guess manage mode, for lack of a better term, and I noticed that it seemed to be a little bit squirrely. So we don't need the weather radar to play, so we'll get that off the screen. We can go flaps 28 without the gear down, if I'm not mistaken. Let's come back to 200 there. All right. I keep flaps 15 and 190. Uh-oh. I just screwed that up. Flaps 35 at 10 out. All right, we'll be right about 10 out when we get turned inbound here. I'm going to leave this in nav mode until we make the final turn, and then I will activate the approach mode.
Altitude.
Nav rad. ISIA, that's us, 1095071. That checks out, so it is tuned in, auto-tuned. Oh, wow. There's a nice cloud layer right over the approach. What's the current ATIS down here? Anybody know? I probably should have looked that up. $10.13. Okay, good. It's standard. So 299 or 2. All right, here comes the final turn.
Stabilizer motion.
And let's go ahead and arm it. Land arm, loc. Thanks for traffic, World Cargo 357 Heavy. Just turned at final 07 over a Maxi. 12-mile final, Sangster. So we overshot a little bit. Let's get ready to go gear down here once she captures. Gear down.
Stabilizer motion.
What did we say? 162. Flaps 35.
Landing gear.
I know, I was a little bit early on that. There we go. We got it. Just a hair early. Is that the light? What, the wing light or something out there? FMSBs will give us some VAP. Let's try it. FMF 165. Thank you. We're set. Runway's inside. Autopilot's coming off.
Autopilot.
I'm going to stand my throttles up here in case I disconnect them here. We'll see how she does. Thanks for traffic, World Cargo 357 Heavy. 8-mile final 07. All right, let's see. Auto brakes are medium. Flaps are set. 35. Gear is down 3 greens. I didn't hear what that guy said. Hopefully it wasn't anything crazy. I feel like I'm sitting a little bit low. What's going on with Oh yeah, arm spoilers.
Stabilizer motion.
Thank you. I knew I was forgetting something. Thanks for traffic roll cargo 357 heavy 5 mile final 07. Winds are calm, chat. That's never a good thing. Winds are calm. That is never a good thing for me. All right, I'm going to disengage the auto thrust for my own viewing experience. Down for 1 second when we get low. It's alright. I think the pappies on this are like way off. They're right at the runway. Like touched like right at the end of the runway. Look at that. The pappies are like you can barely see them. Chad, I've never done an eye landing in the MD11. I did not practice this. Not good, Chad. I feel like we're gonna smash.
300.
I'm having illusions. I'm having the dark hole illusion. I feel like I'm landing on water. Oh, Chad.
200.
We're gonna smash. Calling it here first. Yeah, that pappy is so far off. It's not even funny.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, come on. That was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good, smooth. I don't know if we were legal, but... Illegal? No. Do you guys think it was illegal? The runway light, the edge, the paint markings aren't correct on this airport. Landing distance is adequate. You can land behind. Should we take our time, make the MD-80 go around since he made us slow down? I mean, I felt like I was holding my breath the entire approach. I love this airplane. That flight model mod, man, nailed it. The flight model mod makes this airplane so much more fun to fly in 12. Thanks for traffic, World Cargo 357 head, we're clear as 07.
Thank you, almost there, go.
Yeah, you made us go slow earlier, so.
Dude, I was going Mach 8.3.
That's Timu speeds. Alright, let's clean it up. Disarm you, flaps are coming up. Let's get these off, keep that on, high and nits off. ABS, a disarm. Oh, now he's gonna cut me off at the high speed. Migs, thank you for the $5 super chat. Just tuned in for a barely legal. This channel needs a content advisory. He ended up winning. Thank you, Migs, for the $5 super chat, man. Yeah, dude, we need our own. Yeah, it was barely legal for sure. We'll have to assess the replay. We shall assess. But the joke's on this guy. Should we go to the ramp or should we go right here to the... I think this is GA or... I don't think we can fit on that taxiway though. I'll follow this guy. Thank you, Biggs. Appreciate you, man. I mean, we could do a straight night flight all the way back to Miami. It's only 5 o'clock, yeah. Oh, I was supposed to cook tri-tip tonight. Tell the wife, hey, sorry, I can't cook dinner tonight. I'm having too much fun flying MD11. I've seen many of your landings. The last one was great. I think that one was okay, to be honest with you, man. I think this last one was pretty good. That was my best MD11 landing I've had in practice. I've done 3 landings, mostly just to make sure my controls could work. That one was my best one by far. Oh, who's this guy? Is this another MD11 blasting up? Yes, it is. Order McDonald's for dinner. I guess we'll go just park over here. Ooh, that's a 7.8, a TUI. Oh, no, a Thompson. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Thompson 357 Heavy. Hit the like button if you've seen that video. Straight back nighttime flight. I'm here now, so it's all going to go swimmingly well, Nick says. Let me check. Is Miami on still? Miami's not even online. If Miami was on, more traffic into Miami would be good. Oh, Chad, I saw the landing rate from the vertical stream. Alright, we're going to take it down here to the West Cargo. Guys, remember, if you haven't already, check out the link at the top of the chat box if you're watching this on replay. It's also pinned in the description. We're bringing supplies in here for a fine gentleman of the community that was hit pretty hard from Hurricane Melissa, so I appreciate the support. And I'll tell you what, let's park it right here. Actually, no, cargo is right there, isn't it? We're gonna go a little bit further. Bluebird, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate you. Says thank you, the $10 thank you emoji. Bluebird, thank you, man. You don't just complete class act of Bluebird Simulations. Thank you for that. Appreciate the $10 super sticker. I'm going to be sending all these super chats back into the GoFundMe as well at the conclusion of the stream anyway. So I appreciate you, Bluebird. Very kind. Alright, now we can park. I wish I could see. It's almost like I wish I had turn-off lights. The pilot from that Thompson Mayday vid, he quit flying? Really? After that flight? Alright, cargo trucks. Watch out where you're going here. I can't see the lines. It's so freaking dark. All right. Brakes are set. Now the question is, do I shut it down and then do replay? See, at night, this cockpit looks pretty good, right? Or do we just, let's do the replay and then we'll come back and shut it down. Let's see, let's disconnect from the network. And our landing rate was 122 feet per minute. And I don't know if it's going to be legal or not. Can I do satellite view? Oh, chat, 100% legal. Look at the vertical stream. It's a, yeah, 100%. It's X-plane runways are being, yeah, we are so far in the touchdown zone. It's not even funny. We're actually on, this is so important. I'm going to show it with you guys right now because it's time for a little lesson in airport markings because it drives me nuts when people don't know what the touchdown markers actually are by definition. So, this is a perfect example. Everybody thinks these are touchdown markers. These are actually aiming markers, 1,000-footers, right? The touchdown markers are actually, at least when I was a flight student, the first set of markers past the aiming markers. So you have aiming markers, 1,000 feet, and then every 500 feet, you have another set of markers. This is the first set of touchdown markers, touchdown marker, touchdown marker, and all of them together incorporate the touchdown zone. This is the threshold, not the piano keys. Another triggering word I hear is piano keys. No, this is the threshold. All right? Threshold, displaced threshold, touchdown zone marker, aiming marker, touchdown zone marker, touchdown zone marker, touchdown zone marker. Boom. Donezo. Absolutely 110% legal. My TED Talk is over. Thank you for attending. All right. Let's watch the replay. Now, what's the best way? Do you just click and hope it loads? That's what I'm going to do. I clicked it. Don't touch anything. Legality is situational. Let's pause it. Let's come back a little bit further. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be spicy good, chat. This is going to be so spicy. Oh, I need to reset the internal lights? I didn't know he had to do that in X-Plane, Gus. I thought that was a beta sim problem. Oh. Absolutely stunning. Let me come back here. Can I just do this then? Yeah, let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. There we go, Gus. Look at that. All right, first view, because X-Plane camera views are so awesome. Runway view. Shh, 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 shh. I need to deploy the flaps. Oh my goodness. Did anybody say butter? Because I can't believe it's not butter. That is so much butter, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I mean, that's for Jafar right there, man. That is all for Jafar. There's our touchdown. Let's take a look. We're actually definitely still in the touchdown zone. The markers just suck. They're way off. You could see we are down before taxiway Charlie. So if we look at Volanta, you could see it matches up perfectly with real world. Here's taxiway Charlie. We are right smack dab on the touchdown marker 197% legal, lawful, legal. I mean, you can tell that runway is skewed because the pappies, look at the pappies, guys. The pappies are literally at the, like, between the numbers and the touchdown zone. Not legit.
Minimum.
Not real life. That's real life. Chef's kiss. Mix, thank you for the $5 super chat. Odoba fiercely scribbling notes in the corner. More drone cameras, he says. I wish, Migs. I wish, dude. Hot butter, reverse searing, Brazilian picanha. Ooh, I know. I gotta go get the tri-tips going. It's not a Brazilian picanha, but I gotta get those tri-tips cooking, man. Look at those. Look at that. Just. I can't believe it's not butter. Max reverse kicking. Auto brake medium, we got her down. All right. Let me rewind it back again here. Let's see what the light's doing. Hold on. 5:30. When did we start this stream? 3? In 2 hours. It ended up being a 4-hour stream. Scott, take it easy, man. Thank you so much, dude. Alright, let's do a long hauler, or not long hauler, we'll do a long night flight tomorrow. How about we go from here to
200.
Where can we go? I'm trying to think.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20,
Toncontin?
10.
Ooh, we could go Toncontin. JFK. What is that? Cabin? Brake overheat. Wow, the brake overheat. Wind it back, give me a long replay. I'm gonna think about it. We're gonna do a long
Minimum.
Quito.
Approaching minimum.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna do a longer night flight tomorrow, methinks. Alright? Because this was a lot of fun. I wanted to do, you know what? Instead of doing our LA to Cancun or LA to Mexico City and the level up, why don't we do LA, Mexico City, MD11 tomorrow, Iveo Premium with Green Dot. What do we say? I mean, Quito is nice, but Mexico City is nicer. I think that's the juice. I think LAX, Mexico City in an MD11. We might actually crash the MD11 going into Mexico City. So I think you guys will enjoy that one. With that said, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to shut this one down. Again, thank you all for the support. Remember, this stream is not for me. I'm just trying to support Mr. Jafari. The link will be in the description. It's in the chat box. Anything helps, from a $1 to just spreading the link to one of your favorite Discords that you've got some friends in there that may be in a position to help. So I will take whatever super chats were donated here, and I'm going to send those over as well. You guys are awesome. I know we're a great community. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for the mods, Combined Fleet. Thank you so much, man. Join Combined Fleet Discord for the flight model fix. It's 100% necessary. You need it. You're going to love it. Thank you both, Combined Fleet and the other MD11 flyer in the chat, for having some good conversation, giving me some tips here with the MD11. I look forward to seeing you guys around more often. Thank you, Mango Sound Studios, for an epic sound pack. That's going to be coming out here real soon, this updated version. And everybody else, You're absolutely fantastic. Thank you all for the support, the like button, the smashing. We'll see you tomorrow. LAX, Mexico City, right here on V1. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy on V1. See you.